what do you get when you mix a rocket stove with a kettle? But let's back up a moment here and look at the Kelly Kettle from a bigger perspective here, i.e. a complete cooking system for remote woods use or backpacking, emergency cooking, a great kit to put in your vehicle just in case you needed it. It comes in a variety of different kits, and this here is the Scout kit, and it actually fits quite neatly inside this carry bag and has everything you would really need contained inside here. Let me lay all this out here and I will show you how it all comes apart, much like one of those Russian dolls that just keeps coming and coming and coming. So inside that Scout kit is the Kelly Kettle itself, the fire base for the kettle, a hobo stove attachment so you can use it like a hobo stove, a small frying pan, a pot, a gripping device so you can pick these things up when they are hot, a little grill here that folds over for storage, 2 plates, a pot support system here, you set the pot on and also breaks down, and 2 nice cups that stack inside one another. So as you can see, this is brand new, still nice and shiny, never been used, so we're going to see how this works together. I picked this thing up from Sagan Life. I do have an affiliate link in the description if you want to pick one up. Please use that link, it'll give me a slight commission. It's not like I get rich off these videos, but I am a nerd for these sorts of tools, devices, and I was looking for something that essentially I can put in my truck survival kit, survival tote, if you will, a truck kit for more like a deep woods kit, actually, for when I go up deep into the North Maine woods. I wanted something that I could just basically not have to use fuel for, or rather not have to carry processed fuel. I can just pick up biomass, acorns, sticks, etc., and boil water if I needed to, cook food if I needed to, so I could purify water with this that I picked up from a stream, or I could boil water to use in dehydrated food packets. But essentially, as you will see, this, you can look through this thing. The water is contained within inside here, and it's going to act like a rocket stove. We're going to build a fire inside this base. The flames will, theoretically, should go right up through that hole and then heat the water that's inside. And then after we're done testing that, how that process works, we'll look at some of the other pieces, in particular that hobo stove attachment, which I'm curious about. So this process begins with filling this with water, but not the entire way. You want to fill it just shy of full because it's going to boil up. And you don't want to use this stove as a rocket stove without any water in it, as that can damage the kettle. This actually takes a fair amount of water. I'm impressed. I'm even taking more. I've seen these around before. I've seen people using them. As I mentioned, this is my first time using them. This has a new feature, a steam release. Before, you had to cook or boil the water with this plug entirely out because it would pop out, but this has a nice steam release, which I'm imagining is a heck of a lot better than potentially hot boiling water bursting out if you're not careful. Now from here, we're just going to start by building a fire in this fire base. I'm going to use my favorite tinder, very plentiful here in Maine, birch bark. Scrape the bark up a little bit. And they do sell fuel, hard fuel tablets, I guess, for lack of a better word. That's probably actually what they're called, that I would imagine would work quite well in here if you didn't want to have to rely on sticks and twigs. And there's so much extra room in that bag, even with all of the components that I showed you, that you could easily fit several boxes of them, I would imagine, inside that kit. And then even if it was raining, you didn't have to go and collect wet twigs. You'd have to rely on those. But this is a nice survival feature here, the ability to just collect sticks from anywhere, or any biomass for that matter. Now, I stepped away for this for just a few minutes to collect some acorns that you might see them dropping. They're dropping like crazy here. I'm collecting acorns to process for food, but this speaks to the importance of having plenty of biomass on hand to keep fueling it, because it doesn't take long before this burns down and you just have to be on top of it. Okay, let's set this thing on. Start warming this up. And the nice thing about, oh, look at this chimney effect going on. This actually probably it is helping it fuel the fire. I don't know if you can, probably can't see that, but as soon as I put that on, there was that chimney effect that started to happen, and that just started drawing air through the base. Probably should have done this as soon as I can, because I can tell it's actually doing quite well now. I can hear it. So from here, you get two options. You can feed it through the base like this, or you can start dropping sticks down below. This is nice because you can fit bigger, longer sticks from above, or as needed, you could put smaller ones in below. This is actually working a heck of a lot better than my brick rocket stove. Got full-on fire drawing through the top now. This thing is actually raging now. I can hear the water boiling. It seems a lot more efficient than the rocket stove I've made with bricks as well. Probably don't have to keep feeding this, but it's kind of fun. Now, I don't know, but I'm imagining when this flame starts coming out of the top, that's probably the ideal combustion situation, because it's going to be warming that entire cavity. As I was mentioning, they do sell different sizes of these things. The smaller kit, the Trekker kit, is good for backpacking. And if I had a smaller vehicle, maybe even a smaller truck, I might consider one of those. But as I mentioned, this is for my truck backwoods kit. But it's also nice to have on hand. Like if you were an apartment prepper, this would be a nice stove to have because it's compact and you can just pick up sticks in a park or on the street. So this sounds ready. That did not take long at all. It did not take many sticks. So if I had to pick up water out of a pond, sort of, or stream in a survival situation, I didn't want to get sick with Giardia or some other something else is going to make me puke my brains out and crap my brains out. This is a great solution for purifying that water. So now I've taken this hobo stove attachment. I added too many sticks in here. I'm going to flame it over, but essentially I'm boiling water again in this hobo stove attachment. So this makes it great for, you know, you can fry something on here. You can use a frying pan attachment that this thing comes with if you wanted to. Like so. If you wanted to fry, I don't know, some rice, some beans, whatever. That's an option. I mean, it's not gigantic, but it does the job. But another option here is once you get some coals in here, if you wanted, you could put a burger right on here or a couple hot dogs. That's cool. You never know what you're going to get with these sorts of devices. Prepper products, survival products. A lot of them are made in China. And even when YouTubers or outdoor enthusiasts review products on their websites or YouTube channels, they don't always necessarily show the negative aspects or the shortcomings of the different products. But this went smoother, faster than I expected it would. I'm pleasantly surprised. All in one package. I mean, I don't know how you improve upon that. Looks like I could even cover that. That's cool. I suppose I could make it boil faster that way. There's all kinds of functionality with this thing. If you like these sorts of honest reviews, give the channel a subscribe. Leave any questions you have for me in the comments section. And I'll see you in the next video.